Day 59 here with Emirates Team New Zealand. We're with Elise Beavis, a performance engineer. Second time behind the camera. Welcome back. So pretty light wind day out there, sort of the lower end, which is kind of good. I guess this is the first day on the lower end of the scale with these new foils on board. What did you notice? What kind of things were you picking up out there?
Yeah, so as you've probably seen, it's been pretty windy recently, so been looking a bit at that end of the scale, so it's been really good to check in at the bottom end with the two different LEQ foils on, and did a whole lot of tacks and jibes and stuff to see how they perform out of them and how one does better than the other in this bottom range, and compare those differences back to what we think theoretically it should be.
That was going to be one of the next questions too, theoretically and what we saw today. How were they performing? Is there one that was sort of outperforming the other, and was it to be expected?
I think they're generally lining up with what we expect sort of through the range, but it's really good with these test foils to actually check in and see how they're going, and that all carries through into race foils for the big boat too.
Going forwards into the bigger boat, compared to the smaller boat, what's the scaling like? Is it scale up pretty evenly? Like we saw some pretty low end takeoffs out there today. Is that going to translate and get even more efficient in the bigger boat?
Yeah, so the AC40 is its whole scaling that it was done to is all based off these new V2 AC75. So that's why there's only 4 crew, and the hulls are actually shorter than they should be. They're only the 12 metres long, because otherwise the rig and the foils and stuff would all be scaled down further, and people don't scale that well. So that's why the forestay on the 40s a lot closer to the bow than on the big boats, and same the transom's kind of chopped off a bit. So, but then the hulls in the air, it's really holding the sail package up, and it's holding the foils and rudder under the water. So that doesn't matter so much in terms of the testing. So yeah.
No, that's really interesting. And what are your thoughts too on the teams the English and the Italians? They came out and built their own test boats. What would be the gains in building your own versus say the 40 and turning it into an LEQ package like this?
Yeah, I guess for us with the 40, because we designed it, that meant that we went through this whole design, engineer the hull structure, sail design, full design for all the one design concepts. So as a team, the design team went through all that process of coming up with all that designs, which I guess if you're another team that just bought an AC40 and didn't build your own LEQ hull, you don't go through that complete process. So yeah, those teams that did build a LEQ, that meant they got to kind of practice in-house going through the whole process. But we got that anyway with the 40. Yeah,
nice. No, that's really interesting. As you said too out there today, a lot of manoeuvres, a lot of tacks and jibes are performed. How important do you think the manoeuvres are going to be in the racing come the 75 and the America's Cup?
Yeah, so you saw how close the racing was between us and Luna Rossa last Cup, and next generation on, and more teams, we can only expect sort of designs to converge, teams to be closer to each other in terms of boat speed. So it's more and more a match race, and all that match racing from displacement boats and stuff carries through with tacking jewels and stuff. So if you can get through tacks better than your opponents, maybe you can get out, get some clear air, or maybe they can't provide enough power on the yacht to keep trimming the sails super accurately, or maybe they make a mistake and fall in the water, or have to go wider and build speed. So the more accurately and the high performance manoeuvres you can do, that's going to help around a racetrack, just like you train boat handling in any other yacht.
No, that's good. We're hoping to see some close racing. I'm sure everything will be more refined with this sort of second version of the 75. So good luck with all the testing going forwards, and yeah, good luck in Barcelona, and hopefully we get to talk to you again before then.
Yeah.
But if not, all the best, and thanks for answering these questions with us.
Cool. Thanks.